Poseidon warned the council if they failed to fulfill their demands, Poseidon would sink Atlantis. The Atlantean Supreme Council had a grossly inflated idea of their self-importance. The answer they spat back was negative and disrespectful. Merlin walked out of the council chambers. Poseidon's promised reaction was both very swift and completely permanent. The continent of Atlantis disappeared beneath the Atlantic swells faster than the British warship Hood sank in response to the shelling from the Bismarck. Nippy the water elemental and Morag the Selkie had no trouble springing Loki and Kersey from the crushed remains of the Atlantean jail and swimming them back to the SS Sativa.
Agwe, with his haul of Villican gold, quickly got over the permanent new dampness of Atlantis. La Sirena enjoyed a joyful reunion with her friend Nippy. They didn't mind the dampness at all. And frolicked in the water with Morag the Selkie Dowager, now comfortably back in her sealskin. As soon as all were comfortably back aboard the Sativa, Nippy pulled the coral stake from Kersey's rather abused sternum. As you plainly heard in the song in portal number 240, only a stake of hawthorn could send Kersey to vampire hell. He regained consciousness immediately, but he did have a rather bad hangover. Let's join our jovial crew now underway to Epstein Island, where they will enjoy some well-deserved R&R in Charlotte Amalie.
Can someone please explain to me why the U.S. Navy is suddenly so territorial about the sub-base in Charlotte Amalie? I told the harbor master we were an experimental research vessel. He told me the only thing we were researching was the limit of his patience and to get that floating drug den out of his sight.
Could you keep the shouting to a minimum, Loki? My sternum feels like a woodpecker tried to find oil in my ribcage. And for the record, it's not a drug den today. We are officially, miraculously, and quite depressingly, contraband-free.
Don't be so gloomy, Fangs. We've got sunshine, we've got rum, and we've got a continent-sized ego trip behind us. Plus, I checked the bilges. Not a single cursed artifact or disgruntled deity hiding in the corners. It's practically boring.
Boring is a luxury, Nippy. Though I must say, our current destination is choice. Since we can't tie up at the pier like civilized people, we're heading for the lee of Little St. James. It's the only spot with decent protection from the swells where the Coast Guard won't immediately board us to check our fire extinguishers.
The island of a Little St. James. Isn't that the Epstein place, the island of 1,000 depositions?
The very one. It's got a lovely abandoned supervillain lair vibe now. Very retro creepy. Honestly, after a week in an Atlantean dungeon, a haunted billionaire island feels like a step up. At least the ghosts there don't have tridents.
Exactly. It's technically private, but since the owner is currently residing in the great no-fly zone in the sky, and the legal teams are still bickering over the dirt, nobody bothers the boats anchored in the lee. It's the most peaceful place for a vampire with a hangover and a crew of magical misfits.
I'm going to go snorkeling near the old dock. I hear there's a bunch of hard drives and secrets at the bottom of the bay. Maybe I'll find something we can blackmail the council with later.
Nippy, no. We said rest and relaxation. No blackmailing, no soul harvesting, and absolutely no sinking of islands. We are slightly sunburnt, under the radar tourists.
I'll settle for a blood orange mimosa and a casket-shaped pool float. But seriously, Sophia, if I see a drone over that island, I'm misting out of here. I've had enough government intervention to last me 3 lifetimes.
Relax, Kersey. The only thing watching us at Little St. James these days is the irony of us being the most wholesome people in the vicinity. Now, someone grab the sunscreen. Loki is starting to smell like burnt toast.
No, that's not the sun. That's just the lingering scent of Atlantean justice. Fine. To Little St. James. May the anchor hold, and the neighbors stay dead.
We left Atlantis sinking in a swirl of salty blue, with Merlin's middle finger and a grum crew. Our tail was made of coral and the guards were made of fish, but drowning all the lawyers was Poseidon's final wish.
So haul away the anchor, boys, and let the rum kegs drain.
We're sailing for the islands and the shelter of the saint. There isn't any powder and there isn't any gold. For once there's nothing illegal hiding in the hold. My chest has got a puncture where a coral stake was driven. I'm feeling rather pictured, I'm not really in the living. But the sun is on the water and the blood bags are on ice, and Sophia says the US sphere is actually quite nice. So haul away the anchor, boys, and let the rum kegs drain. We're sailing for the islands and the shelter of the saint. There isn't any powder and there isn't any gold. For once there's nothing illegal hiding in the hold.
All right, the Sativa, clear the area immediately. This is a restricted zone.
Get out of here now. Move it. We said move. Get back.
'Cause we left them floating neath the Atlantean stars. So haul away the anchor, boys, and let the rum kegs drain. We're sailing for the islands and the shelter of the saint. There isn't any powder and there isn't any gold. For once there's nothing illegal hiding in the hold. The silky's in her skin again, she's chasing down a snapper. The water elemental's feeling dapper and quite snapper. We'll anchor in the lee of James, where secrets go to die, and toast the empty horizon beneath the Caribbean sky. Just keep the scanners running and the radar on the blink. If anyone asks who we are, we're just a floating sink. So haul away the anchor, boys, and let the rum kegs drain. We're sailing for the islands and the shelter of the saint. There isn't any power and there isn't any gold. For once there's nothing illegal hiding in the hold.
Thanks for watching our video. We surely hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, sure.
You see, we aren't like most of the so-called creators on YouTube. You know, the ones who, at every opportunity, beg you to click the like button and subscribe to their channel.
Gosh darn it.
Or maybe even join it. We would never join a channel that posted videos like ours. Heaven forbid. Here's the thing. We are responsible adults.
That's what you think.
No. Our content doesn't in any way support the idea that we're responsible, or even adults. But let's face it, we must try our best to support society. We are terrified our videos will go viral, and we absolutely do not want that to happen. Remember the bubonic plague back in the 1400s?
Damn.
How about the Spanish flu in 1918? Then there was Ebola, not to mention the cholera epidemics.
Do you have insurance?
Surely you remember COVID-19. We really don't understand that one. I mean, aren't corvids just crows and ravens? Well, anyway, those were all viruses. We would be just mortified if we caused another epidemic because our videos went viral. So, do not click that like button, do not subscribe to our channel, and above all, don't make any comments. You know how touching those typing keys spread germs. Thank you.